Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a makeup brand that I have heard a lot about but I've never tried. So I was on Instagram one day and I saw a picture of a girl's eyeshadow and it was so pretty. Like the brown that she had on her eyes was so pretty. So I kind of scrolled through the details where they kind of tag what they've used and stuff like that. And in the description was this makeup brand called Juvia'S. And like I said, I've heard about this brand for a while and I've heard really good things about it, but I've never personally tried it. So I went to their website and I kind of was browsing around on the site to see what they had and just kind of what they were about, basically. So I ended up getting two different eyeshadow palettes and then I got two loose highlighters. They had a lot of stuff that was coming soon, so a lot of looked like new releases and a lot of really cool stuff. So I will definitely check back to see what else they come out with and kind of check that stuff out too. But for now, what I got was the first one that I saw was called the Nomad by Juvia'S. And it looks like this. Let me get that glare off. And the shadows were really pretty. So this is what the inside looks like. And when this came in the mail, I was so oh my gosh, that as you can see, I already swatched some of these shadows because they were so pretty. And I just could not even wait. So this is the first palette. And then the second one I got is called the Warrior 2 palette. And then the colors inside this are like these. These shadows are a different formula than most shadows that I am used to using. They're much more of a dry, I would describe it as a dry consistency. And you get a little bit of kickback, but not a ton. So you'll kind of see, I think when I swatch these, what I'm talking about. These are much more, you have a little bit more control over them, and they're much more easy to blend in my opinion. And I don't know, you'll see kind of what I'm talking about, but I really like the formula of these so far. It's what I used on my eyes today, and I used this one, the Nomad palette, and like I said, I really liked it. I was really surprised at the quality and color payoff for the price. These were not very expensive. When I went on their site, it just happened to have 40 or 50% off. So all the things I bought, I did end up getting on that 40 or 50% off sale. I forget exactly if it was 40 or 50, but nevertheless, so I wanted to try to get this video up so that you guys might be able to catch the sale if these are things that you're interested in. I'll swatch some of these and kind of show you. These on this palette don't have any names. Even on the back, there's no name for the color. So I'm just going to show you which one I swatch as I go. This one right here was one of my favorite colors in this palette because it was such a cool color. It's has a definitely a greenish kind of undertone, and but definitely pulls brown, obviously, when you put it on the skin. But I really thought that was a cool color because I haven't seen a lot of colors that look like that. So it's definitely very unique. So the next one I'll do is this middle one right here. And this is just a good one to build up color a little bit, or for the lash line, just kind of to deepen it up a little bit. And it in the pan looks like it's going to be a dark brown, but it's definitely a gray brown, which I do like to kind of cool down some looks. like I've said before in another swatch video, that I don't typically for myself like really super gray eyeshadows, so I tend to stay away from those, but they are kind of good to have like for a change sometimes, or to, like I said, kind of cool down or like tone down a really warm look. Sometimes you don't always want like a warm look because you kind of get sick of it. The next one I'll do is this one right here. That one's definitely like feels a little softer. This one would be good just for, it's very like kind of faint, but it's good just for overall like lid color underneath the brow bone, which is good to definitely have in a palette, because then you're not like pulling for a bunch of other shadows and palettes that you might have. I did, for the look that I have on my eyes today, I did use this palette for the most part, but I did pull a couple Makeup Geek shadows that I have, and I did like kind of incorporate those in the crease kind of area and on the lash line. So next I'll do this one right here. That one's like a really cool kind of a color, almost like a gunmetal kind of a gray color. I did think that was cool. That'll be good for a change. Next I'll do this middle one. And these, like the, it's like really pretty, kind of a golden, a little bit of a bronze kind of in there. It's like really pretty though. Those like kind of shadows, like the very shimmery, or you know, like those shiny ones, those usually do have good color payoff, and they're pretty much like any shadow I've tried like that, even not the most expensive, are pretty good. So okay, next one we'll do is this one right here. And I love like orange shadows, like rust color shadows. I think those are so pretty. So I love that one. And like you can see, like I said, like they're very, like some of these shadows are very buildable. Some of them, I mean, like they all do have good color payoff. So don't get me wrong. Like once you put that on your eye, like it's there. But for example, like if you wanted to blend that out or shear it out, you know, so if you put just a little bit on and then, you know, you blend it out, you don't have to have like a boom look. I want to swatch these pretty good for you so you can see like the actual color that they are. But like I said, I mean, I like these that you can get some of the shadow, dust it over the eye, and then really build it up like in the corner or the crease, and not have like this concentrated spot of color on your eye that you're just like, whoa, like, especially if you are someone who's not really familiar with using like a lot of shadows, or a beginner, or maybe you just want like something that you can just kind of like throw on your eye and go to work or run errands, you know, you don't want like a full-on glam eye look with lashes and liner and all this stuff, you know, you just kind of want a little bit of something there, but you know, still something wearable. These are really good for that. Okay, I'm gonna let my hand like dry a little bit here. And like some of my favorite colors in here were these two. Like they don't look like wow, but on the eye, and especially this one, I don't know if you can see like up close. Yeah, you can. Look at it has like glitter in there. Oh my God. When I swatched that, I was like, oh, yes. Okay, so I'm going to swatch this one next. This is like the one that looks kind of a green. And this is not a shade that I would typically like look at and kind of go for, but it's really pretty. Like I am so excited to try that because like I said, that's not something I would typically go for, but I really like it. So sometimes with palettes, it's kind of fun to do that because you don't feel like, oh, well, I'm buying a single shadow, and if I buy that and I don't like it, it's kind of a waste. Like, it's in the palette. So if there's other colors in there that you like, you're like, well, I'm gonna buy that for those, and then you have like bonuses almost, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna show you this one next. And again, same with this yellow one. Like, I would not be looking at, you know, like a whole assortment of eyeshadows and pick out a yellow eyeshadow. It just wouldn't, it would rarely happen, but I really like it. Trying to see if it can pick up some of this glitter, because the glitter actually does like show up in there. You can kind of see it. You know, like pictures and like the camera never really do it justice, but it's so pretty. I really love that. So that one was like definitely one of my favorites. And then last but not least, I'll show you this one right here. And this one's definitely a little bit more one of the ones that you do need to build up, even when you're kind of trying to like dig into it. And that's that one right there, which is definitely a good shadow for like the transition. You know, you can kind of build it up. Like I said, you can just dust it over and help to blend out your shadows. So that's a really good one. So this is the next one. This one again is called the Warrior 2 palette. And this one I liked because it did have a lot of like warm tones, which I think most people typically do go for in eyeshadow. It does have some like, you know, something for like a transition. You could use this to kind of dust over the eye, deepen the lash line, the corners, you know, it has pretty much everything that you would need. So I thought, oh, well, I really like this one, and I liked pretty much all of the shadows in there, which is typically something I try to go for in palettes. Obviously, I don't want to buy something that's like, oh, well, I like 3 or 4 and it's got 9, you know, or however many, 12 or whatever it is. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this top little row here. So again, just like a good one to dust over the whole lid. We'll go this middle one here. This would be a good one to like use for the transition. That one's a little bit kind of hard to see, but it is pretty. And once you do have something like on the eye, it will definitely pick up a little more. My things want to pick up a little bit of weird color. You can kind of see it. It is very subtle and very faint, which is a good thing. And then this one I'll probably do last just because it's so, well, I don't know. Yeah, I'll do it last because it's so dark. So we'll go into this one right here, which is going to be so pretty. Like, that's pretty. And I don't have a lot of eyeshadows that look like that, because a lot of shadows that look like this in the pan definitely have more of like a much deeper, almost purpley color payoff when you put it on the eye. And so this I really like for just something a little bit different, but still like a nice warm tone. And I just think that that's really, you could pair that with a lot of different shadows, looks, you know, really pretty. Okay, so next we'll do this little middle guy here. So definitely pulls a little bit more like an orange. And you know, too, the pans are big enough to where you could probably even get away with using some of these as blush. And they don't come off like bam colors. So, I mean, that would be a really pretty blush if you used a light hand and kind of dusted that over the cheeks. It would be really pretty. See, look at that. I mean, that's a really pretty color too. More of like a corally color. Corally, like pinky color. I think that's really pretty. Okay, so next we'll go and do this brown one right here. So that's that one right there. Okay, next we're gonna do this one. It's kind of like on camera looking like it's like more burgundy. In real life, it definitely is a warm brown, but it doesn't look as burgundy like when I'm looking at it as it does in the, like that it's pulling on camera. And that's that one right there. That's really pretty. I like that one a lot too. Okay, next we're gonna try this one right here. So like definitely more of like a gray toned shadow. It looks like it has like a little bit of a, almost like a satin sheen to it, but it doesn't really look like super satiny. Like in the pan, it looks more, definitely more matte. All of these look more matte than anything. But I think it's just like the, like my skin kind of looks like that, you know? So just to let you know. And last but not least, we're gonna do this like super dark one. It's like a black, which comes out black. So that's good. That's a nice black. I would definitely be careful with that. Okay, so that's it for the palettes. Now I'm gonna show you their loose highlights, which are so pretty. Like they had several different ones. I want to say they had at least 4 different ones. I got 2 because some of the other highlights were too dark for them to be a highlight on me. They would still be really pretty as like an eyeshadow or maybe even a blush topper if you're like a medium to medium like tan skin tone. But for me, I just don't think that I would have been able to get away with them as a highlighter, and that's what I wanted these for. So the first one is called Cleo. So in the package, it looks like this. It is so pretty. It comes with like the little sifter, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, this was the lightest one that they had as far as a highlight goes. And it is so pretty. Like, look at that sucker. Like, bam, don't say you don't see me. So pretty. So, and then this would even be really pretty for like the inner corner highlight, stuff like that too. So, and then I'm also going to show you these 2 that I got mixed because it's so pretty too. Then the next one I got, it's called Nefertiti. And this one's definitely more like a gold like highlight. So this, if you're like really fair, I would say this would be definitely too dark for a highlight, but it would be really pretty as like a blush topper maybe, or it'd be pretty like to dust over your like chest or something if you have like a little bit of a tan, because it does, you'll see, have more color than like golden color than the first one. The first one is very like icy, which if you have like medium, you need to be careful with this in my opinion, because it could look a little bit like the Tin Man, which I'm not really going for that look. So that one, as you can see, like it's got a little bit more gold. It's really pretty. And then I'm going to show you what these look like I said, mixed together. So right in the middle, I'm going to do the darker one, which is the Nefertiti. Then I'm going to put a little bit of this Clio right on top, and then mix them. And you can see, like, if you were to mix that together, kind of what that gives you. Like, it brightens up, obviously, this one, and then adds just a little bit more gold to it. So that's kind of a cool trick that you can do, is by like a light and a dark of something and mix them together, and it's like, you bought two, you got one, you know? But I thought that that color was really pretty, and that's definitely more of a suitable color for like the in-between, obviously, like, hello. But, you know, a lot of people don't really think to like mix stuff because they think like, okay, well, I got this, so this is what I'm going to use. But I mean, it's really pretty mixed like that. Like, I just think it just kind of, you get the best of both worlds, you know? So that's probably how I'll use it a lot. I used that highlight today, and I did just use Clio on its own, and it's really pretty. Like, I really, really, really liked it a lot. But, you know, it's fun to mix and match and do your own thing too. So, all right, well, that's all I have to show you guys today. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys have any like questions, comments, anything like that, leave it down below. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in a few. Bye.